You know exactly what to do, but somehow you still don't. Another day ends, and you're left wondering why you did nothing again. Maybe it's not laziness. Maybe it's something deeper holding you back. We tell ourselves we're waiting for the right moment, for clarity, for motivation to strike. But what if that feeling never comes? Napoleon Hill understood this truth before most. He didn't wait for the spark. He taught people how to build the fire. Because motivation isn't what starts the engine. Movement is. That's the hidden cost of waiting, the silent thief of momentum. We think we're saving energy, planning wisely, but in truth, we're training our minds to hesitate. And every day we delay, we reinforce a mindset of inaction. It's like standing at the edge of a freezing pool, waiting to feel ready. The chill bites at your skin, the fear whispers not yet. But deep down, you know the only way to warm up is to jump. That's what most people miss. They confuse procrastination with lack of desire, when in reality, it's rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, fear of starting and seeing no progress. Napoleon Hill didn't teach motivation. He taught self-discipline, the power to act, especially when you don't feel like it. Because when you move, even a little, you trigger something deeper. You begin to destroy procrastination at the root. This isn't just about productivity. It's about reclaiming your agency. Every small action tells your mind, I'm in control. And slowly you begin to override the old wiring. The truth is, the longer you wait, the heavier starting becomes. Momentum isn't a feeling, it's a force, and it begins with choice. So don't wait to feel confident. Let the act of moving be what builds your confidence. You don't need to feel ready to start. You need to start to feel ready. That's what progress through pain looks like. That's how emotional resilience is built, not in perfect conditions, but in messy, uncertain beginnings. A young man once planned his dreams for months. He read books, watched videos, waited to feel ready, until one day he forced himself to act. Not perfectly, but deliberately. And what he found was this: action creates clarity. Action breeds belief. This flips everything we've been told. We don't act because we believe because we act. So if you've been waiting for the right mood, stop. The clock is ticking. The fear you feel? It's just hesitation in disguise. Discipline is the antidote. Relentless effort is the cure. Take one small step today, especially when it feels hard, because that's the moment everything changes. You stop being a passive observer of your life. You become an active participant. Napoleon Hill called this definiteness of purpose, the ability to decide clearly, firmly, and without apology. It's not about waiting until you feel worthy. It's about choosing to move and letting worthiness catch up. And yes, there will be resistance. Your mind will invent reasons, distractions, and doubts. But resistance is not a stop sign, it's a signal. It means you're getting close to growth. Taking action doesn't mean charging ahead blindly. It means taking one clear, uncomfortable step, then another, and another. Overcoming fear starts with standing in it, not avoiding it. And the more you move through fear, the smaller it becomes. This is how mental toughness is formed. Not through brute strength, but through repeated proof. I can do hard things. Your mind remembers each step you take. It records every time you move despite discomfort. And slowly it begins to trust you. You become someone who follows through, who shows up, who doesn't break promises to themselves. That's how you master your mindset, not by controlling every thought, but by directing your actions, even when your thoughts protest. Every day you wait, you train hesitation. Every day you act, you train power. So ask yourself, which one do you want to practice today? Mindset Mastery Hub. And if all of this feels overwhelming, good. It means you care. It means you're aware enough to notice your hesitation. Now all that's left is the smallest next move. Pick up the phone, send the message, write the first line, do the hard thing, badly if needed. Progress doesn't require perfection. It only requires motion. So move. Start ugly. Start unsure. Start anyway. That's how confidence is born. That's how momentum begins. And that's how you become unstoppable. Mindset Mastery Hub. Sometimes the hardest part isn't the fear. It's the silence that follows in action. You plan, you think, you hope, and yet nothing changes. Not because you don't care, but because something inside you has started to believe the lie. Maybe I'm not ready. Napoleon Hill warned us of this trap. He called it procrastination's cousin, hesitation rooted in fear. And it doesn't show up as panic. It shows up as a whisper. Tomorrow. But healing doesn't happen in delay. It happens in movement, the kind of movement that feels uncomfortable, the kind that invites self-discipline, not to punish, but to remind you of your power. Because take action isn't a slogan, it's a strategy for healing. You destroy procrastination not by shaming yourself, but by gently doing the smallest next thing. That's where emotional resilience begins. You stop treating fear as an enemy. You see it as a compass. You move with it. Overcoming fear doesn't always look strong. Sometimes it looks quiet, tired, but deliberate. This is what mental toughness really is. Not aggression, but steadiness. The ability to keep going, especially when results are invisible. And when your motivation runs dry, because it will, what saves you is rhythm. Habit, identity, motivation versus discipline isn't a battle, it's a bridge. Motivation gets you started, discipline gets you through, but only when it's rooted in compassion. You don't need to fight yourself to move. You need to listen, gently, then choose. Choose progress through pain. Choose relentless effort, not in loud, dramatic bursts, but in soft, stubborn consistency. You master your mindset when you stop waiting to feel good and start honoring what matters. The world will tell you to grind harder, but your healing doesn't need more pressure, it needs more presence. So breathe, take one task, do it with care. Let your action be the proof that you still believe in your future. Mindset Mastery Hub, and when doubt creeps in again, which it will, you'll have a record of truth, not because everything worked, but because you showed up anyway. This is how you rebuild belief in yourself. Not through instant wins, but through quiet integrity. When you say, I will try, and you follow through, your nervous system learns safety. When you act through fear, your brain rewires. I can move through this. That's what healing looks like in real time. It's messy, it's non-linear, but it's real. You're no longer just trying to succeed, you're learning how to trust yourself again. And that trust becomes your edge. You stop reacting, you start responding, you stop performing, you start becoming. That's self-discipline at its root, a quiet vow to show up for your highest self, even when no one's watching. You destroy procrastination, not with pressure, but with proof. Daily, deliberate proof that you matter, and every small action becomes evidence that you're already changing. So don't rush, let it be slow, let it be sacred. Let your comeback be built on healing, not urgency, because that kind of growth, it lasts. So when the fear returns, don't fight it. Welcome it. Sit with it. Then take one breath, one step, one decision. Because you're not here to be fearless. You're here to be faithful to the process, to your healing, to the version of you waiting on the other side of resistance. Let today be the moment you turn inward, listen gently, and move anyway. That's how transformation begins. Not with noise, but with a whisper. I'm still here, and I'm willing. And maybe that's all healing really needs. Your presence. Not your perfection, not your performance, just your willingness to be in the room with your pain and not leave. Just your quiet decision to show up for yourself, again and again. You don't need to slay dragons today. You just need to stand. That's enough. That's everything. So start small. Start with the hard breath, the quiet choice, the single action. Because you're not just trying to move forward, you're learning how to stay with yourself. And that is the most courageous thing you ever do. You don't have to prove your strength, just return to it. One soft action at a time. That's how you rebuild. That's how you heal. Mindset Mastery Hub. You've waited long enough. You've read the books, watched the videos, planned the moves. But now, it's time. Napoleon Hill didn't become a legend by watching others take action. He became a force because he understood the cost of hesitation. And that cost, your potential. You want to break through? Start now. Don't wait for clarity. Create it. Don't wait for motivation. Build discipline. Because self-discipline is the real key. Not hype, not mood. Discipline shows up when you don't feel like it, and still move. That's how you take action when it matters most. That's how you destroy procrastination at the root, not by force, but by becoming the kind of person who keeps promises to themselves. Motivation versus discipline is not a debate. It's a decision. One fades, the other forms your future. Mental toughness isn't about being hard. It's about being consistent, especially when things get quiet, especially when results don't show, especially when fear says, wait. Overcoming fear happens one small moment at a time. Not when the fear is gone, but when you stop giving it power. You want emotional resilience? Stop starting and stopping. Stop talking. Start doing. The world doesn't need more plans. It needs more proof. Relentless effort isn't loud. It's silent repetition. It's choosing alignment over approval. Progress through pain isn't poetic. It's practical. You grow because you move through discomfort, not around it. So make a move. Any move. Write the first line. Hit the first rep. Have the conversation. Just move. Because in motion, you don't just find power. You remember who you are. Master your mindset. Not with affirmations, but with actions. You already have what it takes. Now prove it. You don't need a breakthrough. You need rhythm. You don't need inspiration. You need repetition. Every time you feel resistance, that's not a stop sign. That's a green light. It means you're close to growth. And that's where most people quit. But not you. You were not built to quit. You were built to rise. So when it hurts, don't stop. When it's quiet, lean in. Relentless effort isn't pretty, but it's powerful because you build belief by collecting evidence. Every day you take action, you cast a vote for your future self. And the more you vote, the stronger that identity becomes. This isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters and doing it well. So choose your hard, the pain of progress or the pain of regret. Either way, it hurts, but only one transforms you. And when it does, when you feel yourself shift, you realize you didn't need to be ready. You just needed to begin. Mindset Mastery Hub. So, take the next breath, make the next move, and when doubt knocks, answer with action. Because your power isn't in what you feel, it's in what you do. Take action and never look back. Mindset Mastery Hub. So stop hesitating. You're not waiting for the right moment. You are the moment. Every day you act, you move closer. Every time you show up, you lead the way. This isn't about being perfect. It's about becoming unstoppable. Not because you never fail, but because you never quit. You don't need more time, you need more truth. And the truth is, you're already becoming who you were meant to be. One decision at a time. Take action, own the path, and keep going. You want to change your life? Start changing your days. Wake up and move before your mind talks you out of it. Set the alarm. Keep the promise. Write the truth. Push through the moment you usually quit. Build rituals, not resolutions. Track the actions, not the outcomes. You don't rise when it's easy. You rise when you act without applause. And that's when everything shifts. You realize the gap between where you are and who you want to be is not talent. It's consistency. You're not stuck, you're paused. Now press play and keep going. So take the next breath, make the next move. And when doubt knocks, answer with action. Because your power isn't in what you feel, it's in what you do. This is your moment. Take action and never look back. She was sitting in her car, watching people walk into the building. Confident, certain, unshaken. She didn't feel any of those things. She felt small, weak, shaky. But something in her refused to reverse the engine. So she whispered to herself, one step. And she opened the door. That was it. That was everything. This is what Napoleon Hill meant. Success belongs to the ones who act, not the ones who feel ready. Self-discipline is built in those quiet decisions. It's forged in moments where nobody cheers, but you move anyway. She didn't conquer the whole mountain that day, but she conquered the moment, and that's how everything begins. Take action even when you're unsure, especially then, because hesitation grows when you feed it. But motion, any motion, shrinks fear. You don't destroy procrastination by waiting for clarity. You dissolve it by choosing direction. It's not about being loud, it's about being true. Relentless effort isn't glamorous, it's honest. It's showing up tired, writing when uninspired, stretching when sore. It's not one grand moment, it's thousands of tiny victories. Emotional resilience means you don't wait to feel fearless. You act while you're afraid. And that's how you overcome fear, by walking through it, not around it. You don't have to finish strong, you just have to begin real. Motivation versus discipline? Motivation sparks the flame, but discipline keeps the fire alive. When your brain screams stop and you choose to continue, just one more breath, one more rep, one more line, that's mental toughness. You master your mindset, not through force, but through follow through. Progress through pain looks ordinary from the outside, but inside, it's transformation. So breathe, pick the smallest step, take it, and let it count. Let it mean I'm not who I was. Let it mean I've already changed. You're not chasing clarity anymore. You're walking in conviction. Let this be the moment that echoes. Let it be the day you didn't turn back. Let it be the step that rewrote everything. You are here now, not because it's easy, but because you're finished pretending ease is required. You've lived enough hesitation to know movement matters more, and momentum is a decision, not a feeling. You don't need louder thoughts. You need stronger follow-through. Take one action that mirrors your commitment, then do it again tomorrow. You're not trying to impress. You're here to transform. That's the work. And that work, it doesn't need praise. It needs presence, one choice at a time. That's how self-discipline compounds. You rewrite who you are, not through words, but repetition. Let the silence affirm you. Let your actions define you. No more shrinking, no more deferring. This is your turn, and it begins with motion. And if you fall tomorrow, rise again. Not with guilt, but with grit. Discipline isn't about being flawless. It's about returning again and again to what you promised yourself. Let your routines anchor you. Let your actions silence doubt. You don't owe the world explanation. You owe yourself evidence. Evidence that you meant it. Evidence that you didn't give up. Because when your identity aligns with your action, everything changes. You don't just do brave things. You become someone brave. That's the shift. That's the work. And it starts here. You've already proven you can survive doubt. Now prove you can live through clarity. Your future doesn't need noise. It needs intention. So simplify, choose less, but mean it more. You don't have to be the best. You just have to be honest. Honest with your energy, with your yes, with your time. You've already done hard things. This one is no different. Decide, return, repeat. You're not far. You're close, closer than you think. And the version of you on the other side, they're not waiting. They're watching, so go. Not faster, but truer. Not louder, but deeper. Go where you promised. That's the path. That's the legacy. Because what you're building now isn't just a habit. It's a home inside yourself, a place where chaos ends, where truth begins. Let this be your return point. Let this be your new origin. You don't need more plans. You need to follow through. The life you want isn't waiting. It's being built. One quiet moment at a time, one aligned action at a time. And it begins again, right now. And it begins again, right now, inside you. That's the work of a Mindset Mastery Hub.